couple of dollars written in different handwriting. I'm so fucking curious as to what the hell was going on back in the 70s with this copy.
It was the dead drop.
Yeah.
Like,
see, this
so
symbol
how much?
here, this 3 means that you have to kill the Soviet infiltrator.
Oh shit. You're getting too close.
Oh no.
Oh man. All right. Hi. Welcome to this thing we're doing still. Believe it or not. How marvelous.
I'm Max.
I'm Mikki.
And I am JR. How's it going?
Yeah.
Cool.
It hasn't stopped. That's for fucking sure.
Mine did for a bit, but now we're good.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to hear it.
Mine stops and starts. But the medication is supposed to control that, so we'll see how it goes. What if?
What if?
Riveting dialogue.
Yeah, well.
I don't know. What can I say? I blew my wad. Okay. We are talking about What If, Volume 1, Number 12. What If Rick Jones Had Become the Hulk, published in December 1978. This horror show is written by Don Glutt. I'm sorry, did I give it away already? Written by Don Glutt, penciled by Sal Buscema, inked by Bill Black, colored by George Russos, lettered by Bruce Patterson, and edited by Roy Thomas.
Well, I can understand how you blew your load already then.
Yeah. Anyway, this issue, so standard thing, Bruce goes out to save the kid who's out on the testing range, except this time, instead of Bruce shoving Rick into the ditch, Rick shoves Bruce into the ditch. He turns into the Hulk. Same shit, except Hulk talks like an asshole. But then, interestingly, unlike so many of the issues up to now, things do not proceed exactly the same. But I don't like this issue, so whatever.
I think it's the attitude. I mean, like, it's one thing to have a Hulk, but to have a Hulk who's just kind of like a snarky prick.
He's snarky and doing that annoying teen lingo that Rick did for so long, where it's just like, hey, hip cat, I don't want to, like, harsh your buzz, and it's just like, you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up with that hipster bullshit, you little prick. You just sit there and you play your guitar and you shut the fuck up until the Kree Skrull War. Like,
are you Captain Marvel yet? No? Fuck off.
And
pretty
so,
much.
Yeah. Bruce Banner dedicates himself to helping Rick. Rick, meanwhile, does the Hulk thing, then becomes Cap's sidekick for a minute before hulking out again, and Cap's just like, well, I wish he'd told me. I could have helped, and everything. And then he gets drawn in by, he winds up getting blasted, he goes into the, excuse me.
Yeah,
try this again.
This truly falls apart as a story. This is not you losing the plot. The plot decides to wander away from the comic as the comic is continuing.
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea. Oh, look, it's the Negabands. How did he get those?
Yeah.
Off page!
Well, of course, to be fair, the way he gets the Negabands is really goddamn stupid. Because it's just like, it's like he follows a projection of Captain America into a cave, and then the Negabands are just sitting there, and he's like, I don't know, man, I'll put these on because I'm a fucking idiot. And so he puts them on, then he's just like, I feel an overwhelming urge to bang these together. Whatever. So we now have a Rick Jones who's the Hulk, who secretly has superpowers, the Enigma Force, or whatever it is, that he manifests during the Kree Skrull War. He's been Captain America's sidekick, and he's Captain Marvel. I'm surprised they don't give him Thor's hammer during this. And eventually, so being in the negative zone, He winds up going up against Annihilus, who gives a shit. They blast...
Reed and Banner blast him with some kind of weird ray through the portal into the negative zone and manage to separate the Hulk from Rick Jones, which is just dumb. Meanwhile,
I've never liked when they do stuff like that.
I hate that. And so the Hulk beats the crap out of Annihilus and wins, but he's stuck in the fucking negative zone. I guess happy?
Yeah, and then everybody's just like, well, cool.
What an incredible missed opportunity to have to secretly turn it into a Hulk Captain Marvel book. Like, what if so he hulks out with the Negabands on. Negabands stay on, he's Hulk, slams them together, and he becomes Captain Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Come the fuck on. Too easy.
I get, the problem...
He dies of cancer. Because of the gamma radiation.
Yeah. The ultimate problem that I have, I guess ultimately it comes down to the fact that so much has been done with the Hulk at this point about how the Hulk existed all of Banner's life, and it was only the gamma radiation that allowed it to come out, and that Banner's anger stems from the abuse of his father, and on and on and on, that I feel like this is such a waste of time to have somebody else become the Hulk and then be essentially the same Hulk, And
yeah.
I know it's hard to judge something because it's not the stuff that was written afterward, but to do something like this, to be like, what if someone else were the Hulk, and not have it be markedly different in some way, It's Rick Jones. He's a teenager. Like, God, at least have the Hulk come out when he gets a hard-on or something. Like,
yeah.
Fuck, do something. But this stuff of just like, no, it's just the Hulk, except he's more hip.
Like, have this go completely cheesy. Have Rick Jones become the Hulk, but then the Hulk essentially becomes Archie and just has some like exciting Riverdale adventures, but as the Hulk. And like Hulk can't decide
Hulk
between Betty and Veronica. Hulk eat both.
Miss Grundy give Hulk homework, but tonight night of big dance. Yeah,
or just like trying to skip out on the bill at Pops after he literally eats the entire freezer section. You owe me for 300 boygas. Jughead have it.
What were you going to say, Max?
Well, I actually really like your idea of having the trigger be something other. Like, at first, they still do the sun up, sun down, like, thing, blah,
right.
blah, 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 and we go through all that metamorphosis. But, like, actually having the trigger be some other kind of stress, or either stress or anxiety or something specific. Like, if it's anger when it's Bruce, then find one of Rick's not flaws, but like there's a word I'm searching for, like one of his neuroses, and well, that's the wrong word too, isn't it?
No, I kind of like that.
But like one of his tics, twists, like one of his personality issues or flaws or something that's what triggers whenever he starts going through that emotion or that specific thing. That's what actually triggers the Hulk. And then you instead of having the anger infused Hulk, you have that the Hulk is a reflection of whatever that emotion or thing that you choose is, and like, how does that change the way that we look at Rick, like, as well?
Right.
Like that, like what you're talking about. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Well, what if, like, he's a teenage boy. What if it was tied to his sex drive? So every time he got horny for someone, he hulked out and then tried to pick them up as Hulk, because it's the only time he actually can.
Right.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, like a Joe Fixit sort of. There's an entirely different personality built there that he can actually access those available. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, it just
That's
becomes like
okay.
a '60s jock instead of
or even
fucking
like just
whatever.
or just Don Juan in general, like that kind of thing. That's fun.
He hulks
That would
out
be
and he
cheesy
actually
as
gets
shit,
more
but-
put together. That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Or,
No, that's
If you don't want to go down that road, I mean, Rick is an orphan. You could do something with that, like have it be that the trigger is seeing like intact families or like anything.
Anytime
Like,
he feels, or anytime he feels any sort of sense of abandonment or anything like that, like that's fucked up, and I love it.
As a
Yeah,
Hulk,
I mean-
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
And it's just like, oh God, what if the Hulk, like, were to do that, and then, like, it was just like he goes around, and anytime he sees, like, a happy family out for ice cream, like, it's just like, I love you, Daddy. If there's two things I love, it's you and you're having all your blood inside. And then, like, he just gets so angry over it that he then, like, makes the kids watch as he rips their parents apart. I don't know. That's going down a dark road. But the point is, yeah, just, like, make it something specific to Rick. Otherwise, why fucking do this issue?
yeah. Because the adventure part isn't even that great. Like, it's fine. It's fine. I like the idea of seeing the Hulk punch the shit out of Annihilus. Like, bring me that every day. I don't give a shit about that. It's just like, I don't need it to be Rick.
Yeah.
Like, that works just
And, like,
as well when it's Bruce.
Ostensibly, the happy ending here is that Hulk gets the respect and admiration he thinks he wants. Cool. And Rick is able to get on with his life. The problem is, at this point in time, we'd already done Jarella in the Hulk book. So we already know what happens when Hulk is happy. Something's gonna go wrong. So I can't even call this a happy ending for him, because something's gonna fuck it up. Probably him.
Yeah.
But, it's just the kind of thing of, in the end, what was the point of this?
I wish this was written by Sterling so goddamn much, because I just realized what I would prefer over this is a long, plodding, dialogue-heavy discussion between Thanos and the Hulk. Just like he brings in the Captain Marvel stuff, and then he reverts to Rick Jones, and then Hulk's out, and Thanos is just trying to have this conversation with the Hulk that A, is a teenager, B, is a Hulk.
Yeah.
Trying to talk
Right.
to him about deeper philosophies of the universal position and existentialism, and just
Hulk not understand. Hulk feel like you make distressingly familiar points.
Hulk not into philosophy. Prefer sports movies.
Death just not that into you.
Oh, that's it. That's all he says at the very end. After Thanos goes on for 40 fucking pages without a break, he just turns to him and says, "Death not too into you." Leaves.
Hulk just feel like if Death wanted to be with you, Death would be with you.
Death
The
right
fact
there.
that Death not pretty much say it all.
Then just jumps off
Death-
the asteroid they've been standing on this whole time and flies into space, and that's the end. One single tear from Thanos. Final page.
that Perez style thing where he's got like the skull in his eye, but then just with a tear. Yeah. So I mean, we have to write this now, right?
Yeah. I mean, duh.
But yeah, like so again, we come to a situation where it's just like, it's frustrating because it is so safe. It's just, it could have been something really interesting, and instead it's just more of the same, but just slightly offset, and
I mean,
just
the
can't
only
bring
thing that
myself
would
to care.
have irritated me more about the ending is if Reed and Bruce's machine somehow backfired and exploded and put the gamma radiation into Bruce, and then we really were back to square one, then I would have been like, well, then what the fuck are we even doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
guys,
I agree.
So the fact that did not happen is at least in its favor, right?
Yeah.
And you know, there's a couple of good things to say about this. I, for one, really like the way that Hulk looks with Rick Jones's hair. I think it just works.
Fair enough.
It's a
I'm
good
trying
look
to
for
remember.
1978, okay?
I'm trying to remember what his hair looked like in this issue, because I was mostly just like focusing on how pointless it was.
Yeah,
so.
he had kind of leading man 70s hair, so it's like, it's a little shaggy, but also kind of, he had a New Hope Han Solo hair.
Kind of like what I got going on right now, because I haven't had a haircut in 6 months.
There you go. It's back, baby.
Okay, Max.
Yeah. I look good in a 1978 kind of way.
There you go.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it works on me. Like, my head is the wrong everything else, but the hair looks great.
But Burt Reynolds better watch the fuck out.
I'm coming for that bearskin rug. I don't know. It's fine.
It's not.
Maybe I'm just. I don't like Rick Jones.
That's fair.
And and seeing him happy at the end makes me mad. So that's it.
Yeah.
I can get with that, because like Rick Jones is fucking awful, like most of the time.
And I understand his purpose, right? Like, he is supposed to be the audience stand-in. He is your hip kid who...
I'm offended by that, honestly.
No, actually, that's what I'm saying. That's why Rick Jones annoys the shit out of me, is because he doesn't fucking need to be there. Like, we're making Cape Comics, motherfucker. We don't have to do this. Like, just tell the goddamn fairy tale. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right? I don't need to be involved.
That's one reason. That's the only reason. I'm going to be a little controversial here. I don't hate Shia LaBeouf.
I really have no feeling one way or the other. So
he's not my favorite. Like, I'm not like rushing to, and supposedly Honey Boy is good, whatever. But like, it's one of those things, as the internet has like shit on him, I've just been like, I don't really get it. But like, the thing that bothered me about him in Transformers was that because the humans in Transformers are always supposed to be the audience stand-in character, I'm like, what does Michael Bay think I am? Like,
oh no, he hates you.
Fuck you, Michael Bay.
Hates you.
Really?
Yeah.
The stand-in for Michael Bay in that film is Michaela, and she hates everyone else in it. And that's the reason. She's smart and capable and looks great, and everyone else is a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Michaela is such a... I was so this is random. I was watching something that was talking about ludonarrative in video games, and how, you know, somebody had said you wouldn't use the same thing with movies, where like the cinematography is telling you one thing but the script is telling you something else. And this one person, like, because I'd heard of ludonarrative, and what is the term for when it disagrees?
Ludonarrative dissonance.
Thank you. Ludonarrative dissonance. I'd heard of ludonarrative dissonance, but I didn't know what the fuck it was.
I love
so I
it
looked
as
up
a
this
term.
video. Do what?
I love it as a term. You just throw it at someone and they go, "What the fuck?"
Whatever. Like, it's one of those things that it's just like, once you find out what it is, it makes sense. But like when you hear it as a term, you're just like, what'd you call me? But you know, I find it interesting because this guy was talking about how the argument against it is you would never say that about movies, where the cinematography is telling you one thing and the script is telling you something else. And he's like, actually you would, because Transformers does exactly that with Michaela. It tells us she's smart, she's capable, she knows cars, she knows this shit. She is the one who has the most reason to be involved, and in fact moves the plot along more than any other character, and yet the camera is telling us she's there only to be ogled. And yeah. So anyway,
But yeah, no, you know what I'd really like, instead of what if Rick Jones had become the Hulk? I mean, let me propose a series of incredibly boring what-ifs that tackle things in a grim, gritty, and realistic manner, in which Rick Jones gets immediately detained for a month for trespassing on U.S. military land and is never seen again. It just checks in with him every now and then in solitary confinement, losing his mind as an unnamed prisoner.
Some proto Guantanamo where he's just like,
what if Rick Jones were disappeared like he should have been? And like how that affects the Marvel universe as a whole. That's amazing.
Oh my
the
god.
Kree Skrull War does not end well.
Well,
but it's
like,
fine because
but
Rick
like,
Jones is in a hole.
Back it up even further, like the Hulk goes ape shit real fast. Like that goes bad really quick. Cap, after he's unfroze, is immediately just a mess. Like he's never able to like put his psyche back together again. Oh Jesus! Like that's bad.
Like, that's a better comic immediately.
Yeah, that's a really better comic. Yeah.
God damn
that
it.
almost that
feels
almost
like bullet points.
winds up. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Was that almost winds up like bullet points? That could be a lot of fun.
Well, and I was going to say, you said two episodes ago that like this would be a much better comic if it were a miniseries, like 3 or 4 issues, right? Mikki, you said that, right?
Yeah. Like that, yeah, some of these just need to be decompressed. They just need to, like, okay, let them breathe a little. See what actually fucking happens. Even the bullpen one from the last issue could theoretically be better if you got into, like, how Mr. Fantastic Stan Lee treated Ben Grimm, Jack Kirby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just ignoring his problems the entire time as he gets more frustrated.
Or, what you could do is, given the way the share of the work went in the Marvel Universe, you should almost have had Jack Kirby doing everything and Stan coming in and just being like, I gave you the idea for that.
Yeah, yeah, Mr. Fantastic, but everything, he doesn't know how anything fucking works. It's just Jack Kirby covered in stone wearing like a lab coat, trying to explain and point to stuff in scientific jargon.
Yeah.
Oh, love it.
But I do think that this issue would have also behooved itself to be just 3 issues long, and really explore some we've had better ideas of like how to execute the Hulk. Rick Jones as the Hulk, like that's a really fucking cool idea. I think that's neat as hell. But like, and then let that play out over. The first issue, I think you could definitely like get rid of most of early Hulk with the night-day cycle stuff, but like, which is good that they skipped over that because it's boring and it sort of sucks, and because it's not. Oh no! Because it's not tied to the character, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not tied to anything about the character. Whereas once it becomes anger, that's interesting.
By the third issue, you could have him, in the future as like Maestro version of Rick Jones, and then he has to come back in time to correct it. Yeah,
that would be fucking rad.
even if you were to focus on like, even if you didn't make it so radically different as in terms of the character, which, as we've already established, they should have. But if they focused on how the Avengers might have played out differently, because in this, the Hulk leaves the Avengers at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
But like, what if you were to actually sit there and look at how would Rick Jones, as the Hulk, play into the creation of the Avengers, and would he remain a member longer, and shit like that, instead of all this other bullshit.
Like, that's cool as fuck. Like, if you bring up the abandoned, like the orphan thing, like that you were talking before, with the Avengers, and now he has a place as Hulk to belong, that's incredible.
Right?
Yeah.
Or like even really stupid minutia, like, okay, would his Hulk have still run away to join the circus after the Avengers team up to, find him?
Right.
Really goddamn stupid shit that you can be like, let's address how stupid these are by having a literal teenager make fun of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, there were so
or
many
having
things...
a literal teenager do it. Like, that's as incisive.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, all of these stories where like, where it's like, if Hulk had been an Avenger for longer than 5 minutes, the effect that might have had on Avengers history, especially once like Thor and Iron Man left, and they were like comparatively depowered, to have had Hulk on the team at that time, like, would have been a fucking game changer. So yeah, like, I don't know why they did not do any of the things they could have done with this issue, and it's down. The more I talk about it, the more angry I get.
Well, and the more disappointed I am, because it's back to where we've been talking before, where it's like, you're not taking the big swing, right?
Right.
Like, you're taking your premise is a big swing, and then you're not actually living up to that. You're following through, I guess, is to finish the metaphor. But
it feels like they're still locked into the initial stakes that they had when these characters were first launched, and not even the stakes that they had when these issues were made.
Right. Definitely.
You know what it is?
Definitely.
You know what
because
it is? It's like I think it was Major League, where dude comes up to the bat and he calls his hit like Babe Ruth, and then he bunts. That's what these issues are like.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, they're gonna knock it out of here, and then it's just like, meh. Like, yeah. So, all right. Well,
at least the next couple of issues kind of get a little sillier.
I could do with some silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the next issue is kind of weird. I was not prepared. I don't know. I wasn't really prepared for Conan to get his dick wet in an issue of What If this early on.
Well, then clearly you don't read enough Conan.
Apparently. I mean, look, I've read some modern Conan, and I'm aware of but I'm surprised that in 1979, in a Comics Code Authority issue, that anyone was just like, yeah, Conan fucks her, whatever.
Hey, you can't censor what's best in life.
Well, it's not to say the Comics Code didn't try a lot. But, yeah, so next episode we'll be talking, what if Conan the Barbarian walked the earth today? It's a fun one. I forget what is the next one. After that, yeah, that's the World War II in outer space.
Yeah, Sergeant Fury in outer space. And then for some fucking reason, what if Nova had been 4 other people? What if 4 other people became Nova? What if literally, out of billions of people, 4 other ones became Nova? I don't fucking care.
What if Greg from accounting were Nova?
Fucking Greg.
Yeah. That guy would fuck it up. I mean, let's be real. He's a nice enough guy, but he would fuck it up.
God.
I don't know. Let me just skip one moment to issue 17, which is clearly going to be my favorite. What if Ghost Rider, Spider-Woman, or Captain Marvel became villains? What if we just randomly chose 3 people and said they were evil?
Yeah.
What if Huey, Dewey, and Louie robbed the money bin?
I would read that issue.
I would read the fuck out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Fucking things right now are rough. At least, like, once we get to 18, I'm curious about, because it's been a long-ass time since I read it, what if Doctor Strange were a disciple of Dormammu? I could get with that. Like, I don't know that it'll be as good as I want it to be, but...
Well, like, and that follows 2 issues after essentially the same comic. What if Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, fought on the side of Fu Manchu? So eventually, just like, what if good guy was with bad guy? What if Captain America was on the side of the Red Skull? Oh, wait.
It's all cyclical.
Oh, there's no new ideas.
Well, we knew that. Well, and especially, I mean, like, eventually we get to what if Invisible Girl of the Fantastic Four married the Submariner, which, haven't we already done that?
Oh, wait, I've got one that'll never get reused. Hold on. Issue 30. What if Spider-Man's clone lived?
That's what I was about to say.
I don't think anyone's ever done anything with that story.
Nope.
As far as I'm concerned.
Nothing that's worth talking about.
It never happened.
Honestly, I'd have been okay with the Clone Saga if they'd stuck it out. It was the fact that they fucking folded and, like...
The Clone Saga should still be going right now. I demand 30 straight fucking years of it.
I just mean, like, my major problem with the Clone Saga is that, you know, they wanted Peter Parker to be able to move on, but they wanted to have their cake and eat it too. Fine. They wanted all of the growth that they'd had Peter go through, but they still wanted to be able to have Peter be a young swinging bachelor and stuff like that. So they make the clone the real deal, or they make Ben the real deal. Peter goes off and lives his life, and Ben becomes Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Fine. But the major issue with the Clone Saga, in my opinion, more than anything else, is that they kept waffling on who was the real deal and who wasn't, and then they revealed it and everybody hated it, so they're just like, fine, whatever, it's not, okay. It was all just fucking with you, whatever. And then, if they'd stuck it out, they wouldn't have had to do one more day. But whatever. Anyway. So yeah, next time. Do what?
Well, this sucked.
So yeah. The like I said, next issue or next episode will be Conan in the present day, the 70s. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.